myself short today. Feels like I fell 1,000 times. Nothing but doubt to flood my mind. 'Cause sometimes it's hard to remember why I ever started racing with my dreams. A restless December, feeling I was meant for more.
So. Just give me a sec to turn on. There we go. Okay. This is on. I'm late. I did the bad the other day. I stayed up really late when I shouldn't have. And, well, I woke up on time today. And then I was sitting downstairs waiting for coffee, right? So I was brewing coffee. I woke up, went downstairs, brewed coffee. And then, do you know what I mean? Like, I sat downstairs and coffee was being made and I sat up and I'm just like, oh, an hour has passed. Did I fall asleep? I must have. I fell asleep in the hour that I was just sitting there waiting for coffee. So yeah, I lost an hour. Oops. Oh, this is gone. Okay. What else do I need on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So that's what happened there. Isn't that great? Okay, let's oops. Let's catch up with chat. What's happening? Hi Jarno, yes, I'm late. Hi Whiskey. Hi Nomadic Lander. Hi Daddy Bun. Hi Jackson. Hi Hado Fudo. Hello. Hi the Big Lee. Hi Chris Nekomata. Hello. Hi Monkey Beasts. Hello, hello. Hi Crone. Hi Perrin. Andra, thank you for the follow. Archival, thank you for the redeem. Oh, that's so loud. What the heck? If I was good, I would have planned to... I would have made a couple PowerPoints for today. I didn't. If I was good. I wasn't. Hi, Christoph. Hello. I was bad. So, we might prepare for that, and I'll just do it later. But, update, I guess, is on Sunday, I was telling everyone that I was gonna have a meeting with Rococo. I had my meeting with Rococo. It went pretty well. They asked, like, they just wanted to have an in-person talk just about my experiences so far versus just getting it over email. And what I learned is really positive, which is what I was expecting, which is great. So far, I haven't been let down. So because of my suggestions, they are making changes. So, I'm gonna go ahead and try to get my discount code. Okay, so basically put it this way, right? I was holding off on getting the discount code and holding off on making the video on it until I had certain questions answered. And the questions have been all met and answered, so great. So, basically what they said they're going to be working on. Good changes. Yes, yes, yes. Very good changes. So, one of the things that's been suggested from a live stream, so I'm not sure if this was from me directly, but I did talk to one of the people at Rococo about it before it was like officially implemented. So I believe it might have been, I'm not sure if I had a part in this part, so I'll just say it anyway, which is having the ability to order an extra textile suit. So meaning that your suit comes in two parts. Hi, Delinquent Ghost. Hello, hi, hello, hi, welcome. Hi, everyone from Delinquent Ghost Stream. I'm Fofament. I'm a virtual content creator here on Twitch. I'm known for, sometimes I play games, but we do a lot of talking. And I'm also known for my tutorials on YouTube if you want to learn how to do VTubing or virtual production or Unreal Engine stuff. Because I have made my own Unreal Engine application that you're seeing right now. And you could drop 250 channel, if you drop a follow, you get 300 channel points. Yes, 300 channel points. And you can do a whole bunch of stuff. Like, what the heck is this? Ara Ara. We're gonna be saying Ara Ara more than normal, but not sultry. And we're gonna explain why in a moment, but it was trending on Twitter yesterday. But Delinquent Ghost, I'm doing well. What were you playing? Oh, I could just check. I need to have a shout out command that actually just tells me like what you were playing last. So if you don't know who Delinquent Ghost is, Delinquent Ghost is a fellow virtual content creator. And they, despite their name, they are not really a delinquent. They're quite good at what they do. And I've seen them do a lot of challenge runs of different games. And I think like the most interesting one that I saw was them still doing like the one-handed controller runs. It's just insane. Okay. You were playing Dark Souls. Okay. What were you doing in Dark Souls? Hi, Spoiled Mouse. Two copies of Dark Souls. Oh my god! I remember you posting about that. You were doing like, oh yeah. Okay, wait. It started with the one-handed, and like now when I saw that post about you playing it one with each hand at the same time, was that you training for the one hand for each one? How? How are you doing that? Yeah, you should check out Delinquent. Seriously, that type of stuff's really cool. I hope you're. Wait, you probably have a YouTube channel, don't you? I hope you post these challenge runs to your YouTube channel. You don't have a YouTube channel linked? What if I just go to your website? You have your YouTube channel link there, okay. Yes! Yes!
Welcome home.
Hey. Yes. Yes. Yes! I love this. I appreciate it. You have a YouTube scummy link. I love it. Yes. You should add that to your sorry, I'm pointing. You should add that to your Twitch. Cause like a lot of people are like, oh, I guess you don't have a YouTube, but I went to your website. Oh, I need to copy paste that scummy link. I love the scummy link. Great. Everyone click on that. Let's get the Delinquent Ghost to partner. Cause one of the hardest parts to getting the partner is getting 1,000 subs. Hi, Cosmic Bait. Hello. Yeah, exactly. I have the scummy part too. The one where you add the sub confirmation equals 1. It's the best. Cause I'm like, it reminds you, right? Right? Okay, so we were just talking about Rococo. So for those of you who don't know who I am, or are brand new, I'm actually sponsored by Rococo. Despite like almost doing no content for them yet. And the main reason I was holding off on doing content is because even though I'm sponsored, I'm essentially allowed to do whatever I want to do. Like I can make all my sponsored content like centered around like squatting and pooping animations if I wanted to. But obviously I'm not gonna do that. But like just to give you an idea, like my contract says I can do whatever I want. So originally, when I got the suit back in January, I already have a video filmed and ready. But I'm gonna refilm it because my experiences since then has changed, and I came across like a couple issues and a couple fundamental problems. And the issue that I was having with the Rococo suit, the biggest issue is the cables failing. So how the Rococo suit works is the Rococo suit has sensors and then cables that connect the sensors, right? And within each of those cables, there's how many connections? Hold on. Let me grab my bag of failed cables. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 small cables in each cable that connect each of the sensors together. And I had an issue where they were failing. Oh, by the way, who got me the... I'll check in a moment, but someone got me a multimeter on Throne. Thank you so much. And so the multimeter just came in yesterday. So I used the multimeter to check each of the dead cables to see if there was a connection. Basically what you can do with a multimeter is you can set it to resistance. So how many ohms are going through it. So if you get like 0 ohms or 0.1, 0.01, 0.02, 0.03, that means you're getting almost no resistance, which means that there is a connection. If you get a 1, that means there's no connection, because you're at maximum resistance, if that makes sense. It has that cool beat mode, it doesn't. I just chose like the cheapest one that was like highly recommended. So it might not be the cheapest one, but the cheapest highly recommended one on Amazon. So I used that and I tested each of the cables, and I found that in all of the failed cables, there was always one of the 7 internal cables that have failed in some way. It's not always the same one, but always at least one. I remember everyone wanting gaming laptop as #1 asked for on Throne. Oh, I mean, I do have expensive crap on my Throne too. But like, I try to have things that are things that I need, I guess. I don't know. So the multimeter, I found out each of the cables died. So I've also recently passed this extra information on to Rococo. How easy would it be to repair them? Not very. So, as part of the warranty process with Rococo is when you have a cable fail, you let them know, and they will send you a new one with a repair kit, right? And you're like, oh, that sounds good. But here's the problem. If you use the suit as much as I do, which is anywhere from 16 to 40 hours a week of being in the suit, which is apparently an extreme use case. Not having, so you contact, your suit dies because one of the cables die, and then you contact Rococo, but they're in a different, and then they send you a cable replacement with a repair kit, by express mail, so it comes in a couple days. So like, at best you're down like 4 days of use of the suit, right? Repairing it is actually really easy. So that was the issue. So, but yeah, we're gonna talk about like my discussions with them about that in a moment. So originally, one of the changes that I suggested, but I'm pretty sure I don't think I had a lot of a hand in this, because I was just talking to one of the Rococo people, Sam, on live stream, and this was before it was available. So maybe like it was something that was already on the docket that might have just gotten pushed forward quicker, just because I explained why I thought it would be a good idea. Which is, when you buy a Rococo suit, you get the suit itself, the electronics, and then you get the fabric, the textile. So how that actually works, right, is like, you can take the electronics out of the suit. Because what if you want to wash the suit, right? You can't wash the suit with the electronics in it. So I suggested, why not make it so that you can get an optional purchase of buying an extra suit? Because you can already buy an extra suit, but you have to contact them, and it's not really straightforward. Whereas if at the point of checkout, if you want to buy an extra suit but no electronics, then you can have 2 suits. And then that way, that means that like, when you have to wash one suit, you can just swap it into the other one super easy. Hi, German. So that's something that's changed since then. So I made 2 key, so back to the cable situation. I made 2 key suggestions. I said, I said that, I understand that it's not really feasible to right away make it so that, to redesign the cables right now, because who knows, right? But I also said, a good stopgap solution for now would be to include the repair kit with extra cables. And I explained my reasoning, right? So like, if you use the suit on a regular basis, you're gonna experience downtime. And you wanna make sure that people don't have that downtime. And so if your suit already comes with extra cables and a repair kit, like for free or as an optional purchase, they have chosen to take to implement. So it might not be implemented yet, but this is what they're going to do. I had them confirm with me that they are going to do this, is that suits are going to come with repair kit and extra cables. So this means that if some of the cables fail, you can just swap out with the spares, contact them, and then they will replace the cables. So that way you experience 0 downtime. So like, let's say if your head cable dies, you get the spare, you swap it in, and then you say, hey, one of my head cables died. Can you send me a new one? And they will. So that's something that they are implementing based on my direct feedback, which is cool. And because of my explanation and what I said to them, I'm like, I think this is what's causing the problem with the cables. They are working on brand new cables. So the repair kit comes with a 3D printed part. Actually, hold on, let me show you. Okay. So the repair kit is this right here. So the repair kit comes with extra cables, an extra cable. If your sensor has died, it might come with an extra sensor, but in this case, it's just gonna come with an extra cables, because I haven't had any of my sensors die, despite having used the suit more than most people. So, it comes with this 3D printed part that allows you to easily open the housing, and then it'll come with extra cables which you can use to replace the cable with. Hold on a sec. Ugh. So, my initial thought actually was that the cable was failing from this point right here to here somehow, because like it's exposed. This is where it's pinching off, and I assume that like because of that, this is where, and it also has to bend in a weird way. So I assume that this part right here was the part where the cable is failing. It's not. It's actually somewhere in the cable itself. So one of these little ones are breaking connections somewhere. So the repair kit comes with the 3D printed part and an extra pair of cables that's easily done to you could just plug them in and unplug them. I haven't heard of anyone had sensors dying, but yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's in copper. So that's what's happening. Am I gonna make my own super cable? If I don't know how long it's gonna take them to implement the new, so they have pledged. Okay, well, I think pledge is a bad word now. They have told me that they are going to be implementing working on new cables. I mean, I, Fofamit, pledged to stream for 1,000 hours. Well, I honestly, I think the main thing is that the internal cables, as you saw, need to be thicker. And that's the thing. Is the orange sleeve a braid? It's kind of like a rubberized coating. It's a red rubberized coating. So, I'm hoping that the new cables will come sooner rather than later. But I straight up just told the rep that as soon as my 1-year warranty expires, I'm just gonna make my own cables out of Cat 7 cables. Cat 7 network cables. Do I have something that tracks my mouth? Yes, I do. Hi, Koning's Tiger. Hello. So they have told me that they are going to do these things, and I asked them, is this okay to mention that you are saying that you're going to do these things in a YouTube video? And they said yes. How do I drink with it? How do you drink? I get a cup, right? I hold a cup. And then I put it up to my mouth. I tip it. I drink it. and I put it down. Like that. But yeah, there's distance between the phone and my face. Like about this much distance. You can have more distance. You can have about arm's length of distance away. But mine's mounted to my head. So it's always seeing my face at all times. No, there's ara ara. You could say ara ara. Right? I could say it as much as I want. Ara ara. 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 Like that. Boom. Saying ara ara is not banned. Sexualizing it is banned. Just like everything. Right? So, here's my example. You're allowed to stream games that have sex scenes in them, so like The Witcher, right? Cyberpunk. With full nudity sex scenes. You can stream that without having to blur it out, without having to black out the screen. You know? You can do that. However, because the focus of your stream is not on the sex scene, your focus on the stream is playing the game. Right? Whereas like if you get like a sex scene, right, in The Witcher, and then all of a sudden you take the time to pause, then like zoom in on like a naked boobie, and then you go, Mama Milkers! Right? That's probably gonna get you banned. Whereas if you just like play through it like you normally do, it's probably fine because you're not sexualizing it. Right? So the thing with, oh hi Tomo. Oh bye Tomo. So the thing with the whole ara ara thing, right? If someone has a Twitch redeem that's like, say ara ara, and you go ara ara, or you say it a little bit more sultry, it's fine. But people were turning it into a redeem where they would like straight up ASMR ear lick, like moan into the microphone while saying it. Right? And like you could just imagine someone like sitting there like with their channel point redeems being like, so this is their hand on the channel point redeem button, right? So their hand is clicking the mouse on the channel point redeem button. They're like, right? Like repeatedly redeeming it. So, I mean, that's what they banned. They banned the sexualization of it, just like anything. Which is like, it makes sense, but also it doesn't make sense why they allow, well, why they ban someone for this, but like, you know, straight up, ear licking, how most ASMR streamers do it, is totally fine apparently. Where they're like basically in a bikini, and then they like double fist the 3DO microphone and like that. I mean, if that's not sexualization of something, I don't know what is. Right? I would go to the ASMR category right now just to look and give an example. But technically I could get banned for that, for harassment. So I'm not gonna do that. But I would suggest that you can go to an ASMR category and you can just look for your own education. Please don't harass or bother any streamers that do that. It's just a thing. Get some WD-40 for a channel redeem. I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, it's so Angerous Angel says is bannable for those with a low income. I disagree with that. I think it's less sinister and more simple than that than you might realize. Right? So I think of this situation, which is what was his name? There was a guy that got like deleted off Twitch for rating Pokimane with L+ ratio. Right? So I believe that Pokimane had zero hand in this. Zero hand in getting this person permabanned. But basically what happened is that this person rated Pokimane and it got everyone to say L+ ratio, which is like, the intention of it was to spread hate and harass. And so they received a 1-day ban. And then they just kept pushing more and more buttons during their ban. And eventually they got a permaban. That temporary ban turned into a permaban because they just kept pushing buttons. Honestly, I think it's just because they pissed off a Twitch mod. Because Twitch is not a public platform. Literally, Twitch can be like, I don't like the way you say hi. I don't like ghosts. So I'm gonna ban you. And then that's why, you know, they can do that. Oof, first time chatter. So, I think what I'm gonna do, so another thing is like, it comes down to VTuber attire, right? So I know a lot of VTubers are getting banned over their attire. And that's actually one of the reasons why I went full coverage on my model. Is because like IRL dress rules are now applying to VTubers like it should have always in the first place. But like, I think there's an exception. So like, let's just take a look at Delinquent Ghost for a moment. I'm gonna look at Delinquent Ghost. I need to go to his videos. I'm going to Delinquent Ghost because they rated me and they're super cool. But here's the thing about Delinquent Ghost. I'm exposing you. They're naked. You're naked. But see, the thing is, that's fine. Why is that fine? Because Delinquent Ghost is a ghost. Just like what the Fortnite versus Apple trial has revealed, is that the Banana Man does not need clothing because he is a banana. According to famous trial Apple versus Epic. So therefore, Delinquent Ghost doesn't need clothing because he is a ghost. No, it came up in the Apple versus Epic lawsuit where they were showing the Banana Man as an example, and they're asking if it's appropriate for the court to show the banana without the suit on, and then the judge decided that it's appropriate because it's not a man but a banana man. So it's in court. It's precedent. That trial was so dumb. And like Apple's like, it's like, Apple, do you know how much money you make on your Play Store with your 30% cut? And you know what their answer was? I don't know. Yeah, right! Hi, Corgi. So basically the rule is on humanoid models or models that have the booba or sexual reproductive parts. That's when clothing's needed. So like for example, Delinquent Ghost and Donald Duck don't need pants. Because one, Delinquent Ghost doesn't have legs. And Donald Duck is a duck. And it's not like they have like, you know, a giant like schlonger just hanging out there. Right? Like just imagine if Donald Duck like walks up to Mickey Mouse like just like slaps it on the desk. But yeah. Oh, right, you're right. It would be corkscrew shaped because like duck PPs are like crazy. They're like this long. If the duck is like this big, right? Their PP is like this long because it shoots out like a laser beam. Like I forgot about that. But yeah, that's why you don't need that's where like VTuber attire becomes a thing, right? I can't do a ducky. I can't do a Donald Duck impression. But I could do oh boy. No, I can't do it. Oh, Donald. Got a little in my mouth. Hi, Koala. Oh, hey, Koala Wolf. Do you know how to select a bunch of things in a scene and turn it into an actor without having to merge it? Oh boy, is that for me? My best impression is just of an old lady. No, like, okay, so for example, if I have this entire room and I want to turn this entire room that's made of a bunch of separate meshes into a single actor, I don't, can you do that? I can do an old lady voice, and back in my day, well, no one cared about the Donald Duck pee-pee, but ever since the Donald has been banned on Twitter, everyone's been talking about his phrase about grabbing ladies by their... Keep them split up? Oh. Hi, Last Cry. But then I would have to replace everything. I just want to keep the organization of everything. I don't want to have to reorganize anything. You need some more coffee? Oh. So, yeah. So future Rococo video is now officially going to be happening. Now that I have confirmation. Also, update on the chair company. Their email seems super sketch. Like, red flag alert, red flag alert. And so eventually they're like, so they're offering to send me a chair. Not for a sponsorship. But for a review on my YouTube channel. which like doesn't match my content at all. But what I'm gonna do is, I think I might have mentioned this last time. I'm gonna ask Sly's brother and Sly's brother's wife, who work in the field of ergonomics, and one of them has worked on a research paper for the Herman Miller and Body on ergonomics. So I'm gonna get them to sit in the chair and talk about their experience with it. Basically, it's gonna be like a full-on like empirical review. Am I moving it to a new map? No, I just want it to be easier to make it vanish and reappear. Koala Wolf. So, Delinquent Ghost, thank you for the sub. Thank you. Well, the thing is, like, that chair goes for like $800 Canadian retail. I personally don't believe it's worth $800 Canadian, but I haven't. This is me not sitting in it properly. I've sat in it once, cause okay, so let me explain the rest of the story. So the thing is, I got this email. It was originally in my spam, and it said like the English was broken, and their signature card had only broken image links, right? So you can't even see like the official, like their signature card, right? It's all broken. Like all broken image links. So I'm just like, that's sketch. But they're a real company. It looks like it's from a real email. So it could be a spoofed email. It's possible. So I was operating on this assumption that it could be a spoofed email. What a spoof email is like, imagine like you get a phone call, right? Actually, an easy way to think about it, right, is like if a friend messages you on Discord, right, and their name says like your friend, right, like your actual friend's username, but if you, and you're like, oh, it must be your friend's username, but if you look closely, you can see like the username is slightly different. Well, spoofing is another way where you can actually trick the other end to make it look exactly like your email. So you can spoof your email to make it look like Bill Gates at Microsoft.com. You could do that. Might be easy to teleport my character to a new place instead. Okay. I'll do that then. Thank you, Koala, for your advice. So, I was operating on the assumption of it being a spoof. So, I have sat in one of their chairs before. I don't remember exactly how I felt about it. In a computer chain called Canada Computers. They're all across Canada. And they sell that brand of chairs. So I was like, okay, I sat in them before, and I know they're an authorized reseller. So they asked for my name, address, and phone number to send it to me. And I'm like, I'm not really sure who you are still, because I'm not sure if you're actually from this company or not. So if you are from this company, I originally thought, I was like, oh, what if I could just order directly from their site and ask for a coupon? They don't have that option. So I said, well, this computer chain that I have one of them close by my house, they sell your chairs, and I believe they're an authorized reseller. So is it possible just to have it sent there instead, and I can go and pick it up? And you know what they said? Yes. They said yes. So it's legit. But they said, but because since we're sending it somewhere else, and it's going to be part of their regular logistics, it's going to be until July. And they asked if that's okay, and I have to respond. But hi, Juicy Death, and hi, J. Andrew. Hello. To make your room disappear, you could use data layers? Oh, I could. I could just teleport myself too. That might be easiest. Right? I think that'd be easier. So yeah, that's what I did to base. I honestly, I was expecting them to say no. And I was going to leave it on the table from there. But they said yes. Why does the July part sound sus? That makes sense. It's a company in China, right? It takes a long time for them to get stuff over. Because they're in China and they have to ship it. That's actually quite fast if they can get a chair from China to Canada in that short amount of time. Right? Because they were probably shipping it by boat. Right, Full Buster? Well, it's because Sly and I don't have a P.O. box yet. That's why. If we had a P.O. box, we would have had it sent there. But we don't. So, yeah, I might get a new chair from a company I've never heard of. From a company most people haven't heard of. From a company that doesn't have any empirical research on their chair. From a company that is probably not expecting a level of degree of scrutiny from industry professionals, aka Sly's relatives. So, well, because like these chairs are being sold by Canada Computers, right? It's a small computer chain. Like they have places scattered across Canada. It makes sense that it's not a high volume product for them because who goes to a computer store to buy a chair, right? Like, yes, it's related, but it's kind of like imagine you go to a video game store to buy a couch, right? You sit on the couch to play a video game. Doesn't mean you're expecting to buy a couch at like GameStop or something. That's the way I see it. No, I don't. I think the only thing is I need to talk about it in a video. Like, I'm not being sent a contract or anything like that. I have been offered a similar thing from other companies. Like, there's a company that was contacting me about reviewing a drawing tablet. But it was just like a drawing tablet that didn't have a screen. So it was like a $30 drawing tablet, and I just said no. Because for that price, I wouldn't be able to recommend anything. I guess, I don't know. Juicy Death, thank you for the follow. Oh, I recognize that emote. They're not bad, those drawing tablets. Like, if we're starting out, but here's the thing, is that for that price point, just get a known brand. Like, you can get, if you want to spend the big bucks, you can get a Wacom. I don't really recommend getting a Wacom without a pen display unless you're getting an Intuos. But like, here's the thing: the other companies have caught up so much that like I would just say get a Huion. If you're on a budget and you're looking for something that's quality for a pen display or a pen, a pen tablet, get a Huion. They're probably like the best value for the dollar. Like, is a Wacom pen display better than a Huion? Yes. If you're looking at like if you're comparing like a Cintiq to a Canvas display, yes. But if you're comparing like if you're comparing like Wacom Bamboo to Huion is way better. Yes, they do have screenless options. I'm being told to poke Sly. I will poke Sly. I did it. I went and poked Sly. Oh yeah, the chat? Yeah, see, chat's in focus now. See? Oh, and you can see this picture better. How'd they react? They said, thank you, thank you. Okay, can you stop now? Thank you. You mean IKEA? Dirt cheap? A lot of our furniture actually. Here's the thing, I don't mind buying secondhand stuff. Right? I know, like, in Korean culture, because, you know, they're like, ew, dirty. Why buy something used? Why not? What's wrong with that? Right? So, like, but I have a, well, like, or you can get stuff at, like, a liquidation warehouse. So, like, this desk, I have a motorized desk that was, like, $120, which normally apparently goes for, like, $400. But I bought it at a liquidation store for $120. Great. And then my other desk right here, it's from Korea, and it costs 40 bucks. Because Korean furniture is, like, dirt cheap. Would I buy used toilet paper? No, you gotta be intelligent about what you buy used. So, like, in Korea, we had used couches. Actually, our couches, both of our sets of couches are used, and both of them we got for free. So, right? Like, obviously, since we're picking it up, we can be picky. We take a look at it, and we're like, oh yeah, we'll take it. Or we might not take it, depending on the condition it's in. But both of the couches that we got used are basically brand new condition. So great, got them for free. The only thing we had to do was carry it. IKEA is very hit and miss, I think, in terms of quality. So some of the stuff they make is pretty good. Some of the things they make are pretty not good. But, like, I think everyone has, like, an IKEA lack table, right? Right? Everyone has one of these, don't they? Right? At some point, you're either gonna have one of these, or you have had one of these. Because, like, they're not bad. And most of the time they cost, like, $10. We have, like, 6 of them. Because they cost, like, they cost 10 bucks. You have it right next to you. Yeah, that's the most commonly owned table in the world, is that one. Yeah, they're €5? Wow, that's amazing. So yeah, I know some people that have like a bunch of them stacked in their basement, and they bolt them together, and they use it for to have 3D printers, like, on each level. But yeah, IKEA stuff is very hit and miss in terms of value versus quality. So, like, some of their stuff is, like, built like a tank. Like, some of it's expensive and built like a tank. Some of it's expensive and built like shit. It really depends on what you get. So basically, I would always recommend don't shop online unless you've seen it in person. So I would always recommend going to the IKEA store and just vow to window shop, get some meatballs, and then go home and take a think on it. Because sometimes you can get a better value from like a thrift store. Wait. What was the word? I think the German word for a thrift store is secondhand land or something like that. A secondhand store. And then, because sometimes you can get pretty decent stuff at a secondhand store, especially furniture, because they don't want to keep furniture at all at a secondhand store because it takes up so much space, right? So often you can get like these giant wooden executive desks at a secondhand store and like almost like basically mint condition for like $50 because it takes up so much space and they just want to get rid of it and they just want a quick dollar on it. I was correct, secondhand Laden. I was talking to another streamer that's gonna be moving in Germany, and I was like, you should go to a thrift store. And they're like, what's a thrift store? Because like English is not their first language. And so I looked it up. I'm like, a secondhand Laden? And I laughed because it's the same as secondhand store. But it's funny that the word is secondhand Laden. And they said, no. And I'm like, you're Asian. I should have expected this. Because I'm also Asian. And all of my family doesn't like used things except for me because I don't care. From a charity shop, basically. Yeah, exactly. I don't see the point in like buying new furniture if you can get good used furniture for a much lower price. Often like what you have to pay for, what you're saving in money is like the hidden cost of buying from a secondhand furniture is having to deal with a piece of furniture that's fully assembled and having to bring that home because that's a pain. Because usually when you like obviously when you buy brand new, it's not assembled or they'll have like delivery or something. Are they, Jarno? Why not get a deal? Because usually what happens with these secondhand stores, right? If they can't cycle through enough stock, they just throw it out. Right? And some of the secondhand stores will donate their profits to charity. So there's no downside, right? If you're buying from a secondhand store, like a charity secondhand store, their entire goal is to get things for free, sell it for a profit, and use that profit to donate to charity. So there's no downside. Right? Might as well get a new piece of furniture. Maybe some cool stuff that you might stumble across for a discount. And you're buying it knowing that the profits are going to charity. Yeah. Okay, here's the thing. If someone is that destitute, right, they're that destitute and that financially in dire need, they're probably more concerned about getting food than getting a desk. Do you know what I mean? So here's an example. Some of those secondhand stores will donate to Habitat for Humanity, right? Hold on. Habitat for Humanity exists worldwide, and So what Habitat for Humanity does, so say you buy your clothes or electronics or furniture at a secondhand store, and their profits go to Habitat for Humanity, which some stores do donate to. Is Habitat for Humanity is basically they get funding, they get resources, they get volunteers to build houses for people. So people that can't afford housing, for people that are homeless, what they will do is they will buy land, build a house, and just give it to people. It's honestly, it's a really great program. So you can either volunteer, either on the building side, on the logistics side. You can just donate money if you wanted to. You could do anything. Wait, what happened? Is 136 supposed to be doing something? I don't remember. Oh, it's not. Okay, good. Woo! Starno, thank you for the 136 bits. Thank you! Yeah, see? That's the thing. So, don't feel bad about buying from a secondhand store, because basically this is the case. Either secondhand stores are one of two things. They're charity driven, and the profits that they get go to charity, or they're a scummy company like Value Village in the United States and Canada, where they only care about making money. And they don't care about poor people, they don't care about charities, they only care about the bottom line, and the bottom line of making profit. So it's one of those two kinds of secondhand stores. And in both cases, you're okay shopping there. If you're worried about, taking opportunities away from those in need. Because in one case, you shopping there is helping those in need. And in the second case, the other company is corporate scum. And you probably shouldn't shop there anyway. Hi, Button Mash. I haven't looked into Goodwill that much, but from what I know about Goodwill is they're charity driven, but they're very anti... How do you say it? They're bigoted. Let's just say that. I've looked into them, and they're very bigoted. So. I don't like Goodwill. But yeah, feel free to check out, if you're in need of furniture, just seriously, just go to a secondhand store. You have nothing to lose other than a little bit of time. And you might find something that you really like. Are you gonna find, like, a gaming computer? You're not gonna be like, you're gonna play, like, walkie, just like, RTX 3080! $100! Oh! You're not gonna find that. Like, in terms of computers, you're more likely to find, like, GTX 5700 or something stupid like that. Yeah, it's true. They also help the neighborhood. Correct. Like, I haven't found, like, any, like, good computer components ever. Any electronics from a secondhand store. Ever. Buying used electronics is really difficult to find a good deal on them. Because, like, here's the thing. You go on, like, Craigslist or Kijiji or something like that, right? And you'll find people, it's like, selling gaming computer, $5,000. It comes with an octa-core CPU and gaming graphics card, Fortnite ready. And you look at they don't list any specs. And you look at it, it's like an AMD FX 8350 with like a GTX 670 or something. And you're like, oh, $5,000, eh? I see. Hi, Papa Nocturnal, hello. I paid $1,500 for this computer 10 years ago. I want 1,000. Yeah, basically. Boot it up. It's like not even Windows Vista. But Windows Vista really wasn't that bad. I personally used Windows XP. Okay, here's the operating systems that I've had. I've used Windows 95. I've used Windows 3.1. I've used Windows 98. But I didn't use them a lot. I've actually used Windows 3.1 more than I've used 95 and 98. So then I've used the operating systems that I've had hands-on experience with is Windows NT, Windows 2000, Windows XP, Windows Millennium Edition, also known as Windows Me, Windows Vista, Windows 7, and Windows 10, and Windows 11 now. Yeah. I would say, like, for consumers, Windows Vista was awesome. But the problem with Windows Vista is the manufacturers were scummy. They're like, oh, yeah, this computer is Windows Vista ready. Yeah, it has a Intel Pentium 4 single core processor and 128 megabytes of RAM. It's Windows Vista ready. And it's like, what's Windows Vista's recommended system requirements? A dual core CPU with 8 gigabytes of RAM. That's why people were having a problem. So like when I switched to Vista, it was a brand new computer. It was an AMD Athlon 3600 plus and a GTX 8600, a GTS 8600, sorry, and 8 gigabytes of RAM. It was great. I loved it. I guess it kind of was, but it's probably more of like a back alley like manufacturer thing, right? Where they said that they can't only allow certain things. Oh, Koala, if you can hold off, apparently Nvidia cards are gonna be launching in July, if it's not like dead. Nvidia cards are rumored to be launching in July. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because this is from a leaker whose last set of predictions have always turned out to be true. So if you have to buy a graphics card right now because you don't have one, I would say get one on a budget, knowing that you're going to be possibly buying one in July. Because new graphics cards are going to be coming out. And then AMD renounced their AMD 7000s. 30% faster. That's going to make my computer sad. Ah! At least I got a good cooler. Hi, Dio. Yeah, I would say right now, if you're looking to upgrade your computer, hold off. But what I will say is 2 things you should make sure that you have right now is a good power supply that's a high wattage, and a good CPU cooler right now. That's my recommendation. Those are the 2 things you should probably buy right now if you're planning to upgrade. Oh, sorry. I'm getting arm drifting. 2 things that you should buy. 2 things that you should buy right now. So if you're looking for a good air cooler, it's the Noctua... What is it called? Noctua D15? That's what I have. Hope it's not completely dead. Crashed again. Koala, you should underclock it. Underclock your graphics card. Like, open up MSI Afterburner and underclock it. That way you can, like, let it struggle along. There's no way on earth you're getting a 1000 watt. Why not? If you get a 1000 watt power supply, get one that's like 80 plus platinum. That way it's not sucking needless power. And then also, so make sure that when you're idling, right? So what you should do when you're buying a new power supply is you're gonna see an efficiency curve, right? So with this efficiency curve, you can see at what point of power usage will it be efficient to use. So for example, if you buy a 1000 watt power supply and you're only using 1% of the power, you might not actually be on the efficiency curve, meaning that you're wasting power. So you can make sure that you're on the efficiency curve. Secondly, a lot of high-end power supplies that are like 1000 watts will have a fanless mode. Meaning that if they're not drawing a lot of power, they will switch to passive cooling, therefore making it quiet and also sucking in less dust in your computer system. So my power supply right now is a 600 watt power supply, and I'm probably drawing, like, right now, I'm probably drawing like 400 watts, probably. But that's also because I have a 2070 Super, which is more power efficient than the 3000 series. Coffee's done. But yeah, new power supply would be good. Personally, I prefer silence over performance, personally. Oh, I could go liquid cooling on my computer again. I have all the stuff for it. I have like $2,000 worth of water cooling components. The only thing I don't have are the water block. Wait. Is AM4 compatible with AM3 Plus sockets? Hold on. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. Steve's Hornsby, hello. I'm pretty sure that my CPU water block is compatible. So I would need a new GPU water block, and then I could go full water cooling if I wanted to. But there's no point. because it's just so much hassle to go water cooling. Basically, you don't go water cooling for performance. You go water cooling for silence or cool factor. No, okay, let me show you what a custom water cooling loop looks like. So like this is a custom water cooled system that has copper hard pipes. Actually, I did this a long time ago on one of my computers where I would use copper hard pipes. I didn't have a fancy distribution block like this though. Bum 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 bum. So basically, you have all these things called water blocks, like this. So you take off the fan on your CPU and cooler and GPU, and you slap on a water block. And what this does is that it'll allow water to flow through it, and you see here there's fins to basically take the heat away from the graphics card, and then bring it to something like a radiator that you're seeing right here. So what you're actually seeing in this, oh, there's the rad. By the way, don't ever go copper pipe. It's such a pain. So what's actually happening here, so you see that the water's flowing through, going through the fins, getting all the heat soaked up, going to the distribution block, and that water then flows to the radiators, and the heat gets taken away by these fans through the radiators, and then it cycles through. So water cooling will never actually be cooler than ambient room temperature. So for example, if the temperature of your room is 30 degrees, that means your computer, since it's being cooled by air, which is cooling off the water, then your computer's temperature will never go lower than 30 degrees. The only way you can get it to go lower is if you chill the water somehow, but you don't want to do that. So this is like custom water cooling. And the thing is too, is like, this looks nice, but it doesn't perform better than like having a nice quality air cooler. Just looks nice. But since you can fit in more fans because you have more cooling surface area, it means that you're gonna get, you can run the fans quieter. And because it's running quieter, then, you know, that's also an advantage. Yeah, because here's the thing about when you get a custom water cooling loop, is you have to maintain it. You have to check something because water can evaporate, and you have to make sure the water levels stay good. You have to make sure that the water stays clean. It doesn't have any bacteria or anything growing in it. You have to make sure there's no corrosion, and you have to replace the water every so often. And there's a lot of maintenance, and like you have to make sure, you have to check regularly to make sure there's no leaks, because leaks can appear out of nowhere. In theory. So like, for example, if a rubber gasket on one of your connection slots fail, well, you could be SOL. Hi, Chance. Hello. So when it comes down to AIOs, so we're talking about AIOs. What are AIOs? So these are AIOs. You see right here. These are most commonly seen. They're called AIOs because they're called like all-in-one liquid cooler, meaning you don't have to. These come pre-filled. They have a pump in them already. You don't need to do anything with them. But here's the thing. Is this better than an air cooler? And the answer is no. It's not. It's actually worse. And you're like, wait, why is it worse? Okay. Simple reason. In terms of just pure performance, it's not as, like, when you compare this to, like, let's say a Noctua D15, it's just not as good. Heat pipes are just better. Reason number two is that they are louder because they have more moving parts than a really good tower cooler. So you have the pump, you have the water that's pushing the water that's being pushed by the pump noise, and then you have the fan noise in addition to that. And then number three is they have more points of failure. So it's possible for the liquid in this to dry up. It's possible for the radiator to get punctured and for the liquid to leak and or evaporate. And it's possible for the pump to fail and you don't even know it fails, and it basically like destroys your computer. I know this because I had an AIO, and I had one with the pump failed. The pump failed, and I didn't know, and it basically made my computer run at 90 degrees for like a year because I didn't know that the pump failed, and it killed the motherboard. So, if you're looking for like a really good computer cooler for your CPU, I've said this before, Noctua D15, really great. They're Chungus though. They are the big Chungus. But the Noctua makes amazing fans, super silent. This will outperform almost any AIO that you can buy. And this is my recommended cooler overall. If you have the space for it, because it's big Chungus. See, the thing is though, is that when my AIO pump failed, it didn't make any noise. That's the thing. And since I wasn't running it for gaming, I didn't notice the difference because like for everyday work, it was fine. But like I didn't know that like opening like Chrome and word processor was causing it to like hit 90 degrees nonstop because I wasn't getting any slowdowns. And like since I wasn't using it for gaming or rendering or anything, right? Like how would I notice the difference, right? Hi, Hatora. Hello. This is your first time seeing this? This is like a legendary cooler. This is legendary, basically. If you get this cooler, and this cooler can fit inside your computer case, you're gonna have zero problems. Like, the only times you're gonna run into, like, heating problems is if you're like, oh, I'm gonna get, an Intel 12900KS, and I'm going to overclock it. And my answer to you would be like, bruh, nothing can cool that. Nothing. Are there two fans? It comes with two fans. These, by the way, if you're like, oh, Noctua D15 is $150, that's expensive. These fans are $30 each if you wanted to buy them separately. Just as a FYI. These are really, really good fans. Okay, let me look up Intel 12900K power consumption. KS. Yeah. Yeah, it's a heatsink. It has a bunch of heat pipes in it. It's really well designed. Yeah, so look at this chart. This chart is power consumption. 5950X, 221 watts. 5800X, 225 watts. 5900X, 240 watts. 12900KS, 426 watts. Nothing is cooling that. 426 watts. Thanks, Intel. Wow. That's terrible. It's true. It's true. The Be Quiet Dark Rock 4. Yes, I agree with that statement. That's actually a pretty good alternative. Yeah, any of the Be Quiet products are pretty good. I think Be Quiet makes some power supplies and cases as well. A bit high. It's like double the power consumption of a 5950X. Holy smokes. That's terrible. Hi, joystick. It's double! This is my processor. I have a 5800X. I don't run it overclocked. What would even cool that? A 12900KS, 450 watts? Would you need like a Peltier cooler for that? Right? Are there any like off-the-shelf coolers that will cool 450 watts? I don't think so. I don't think so. Right? Josh, thank you for the follow. Jeez. A triple rad? Will that even be enough, though? Okay, hold on. Let's look up a... triple... So it'd be a 360 AIO, right? Okay. I'm gonna look on the dreaded newegg.com. Okay, so we're gonna look at this NZXT Kraken. What is it rated for cooling? I'm just gonna look up on the NZXT website instead of being on Newegg, because I don't like Newegg. The rad table, like from Linus Tech Tips, that was insane. They made a desk out of radiators. Okay. So, it doesn't say how much you can cool in the overview. Tech specs. It doesn't say. It doesn't say! It doesn't say. What's the cooling performance of this? I don't know. I don't know. Hi, Craig. Okay, let me reference something. Okay. GTX 470 power consumption. Okay. So, I ran SLI GTX 470s that were clocked to the same speed as 480s in SLI. So they used a lot of power. I would say that a 360 rad would probably be enough, correct? A 360 rad or a 240 rad. No, a 280 rad, not a 240 rad. So probably a 280 rad would be enough, but it would be a 280 rad or a 360 rad would probably be enough to cool an Intel 12900K, I would assume, but with no graphics card in the loop. And you would probably need to, in order to get a 12900K KS to be tamed, you're probably gonna, like, if you get an AIO, you're probably gonna get rid of these fans. Because these fans are probably not good enough. you're probably wanna get static pressure oriented fans. Like, these look like they're static pressure oriented, but NZXT is not really known for their fans. And that static pressure is not bad though. But it is quite loud for how much static pressure you get. Might not be bad. Okay. So there's something that we need to do. Is, I would like to collect some research on the Ara and then the clothing thing. I don't think I could do the clothing, the VTuber attire thing on stream. I don't think I can do that. But for the, is it gonna be that much? I don't know. I need to find, like, the link, I guess. The link for doing stuff. Which is going to involve looking through Twitch's terms of service. I should have just prepared the PowerPoint ahead of time. Oh! I should have done it ahead of time. No, I was gonna do a PowerPoint and then present it on stream. And then I didn't prepare it because I got carried away last night and stayed up too long doing nothing, basically. My voice went funky? What do you mean? My voice shouldn't go funky. It must have been just you. Cause, like, it's just my microphone, right? So there's no post-processing effects on this. It's just my mic. You had audio lag. Audio lag. You know what I kind of want? I kind of want a nut button. Like, you know those buttons that you press that just say nut? I want one of those. Is that bad? Wasn't there one on my throne? There wasn't. Sorry, I'm getting my vitamins. I almost forgot to take them. I don't get enough vitamins in my day. Oh, by the way, this is how you can tell if anyone's using a voice changer. Is mundane things. If they sound distorted, then odds are they're using a voice changer. Not that it matters. By the way, can I make a prediction? I think in the next 5 years, Zentrea is going to do a voice reveal. Okay, so let me tell you why. Okay? Let me tell you why. I do know more details about behind the scenes stuff. I think anyone from VR chat would know. But I'm not going to talk about that because I don't want to, like, spread things needlessly. So, the thing is, like, Zentrea recently expressed how they feel that the text-to-speech thing, like, causes a delay and a disconnect between collabing, right? And it feels like sometimes they get left behind. So then I think they started using, like, a voice to text to speech. So, like, they speak, and then it goes into text, and then it gets read out by a TTS. And so, like, what makes me think that they're gonna do a voice reveal in the next 5 years is this. Because they have felt that way, right? And the only way to solve that is to either A, use a voice changer, or B, speak. Okay, so why am I leaning more towards them speaking and using a voice reveal? Actually, they might start using a voice changer. I doubt it though, because voice changers sound like crap. So this is why I think this, because recently they re-debuted with like a cyberpunky android-like model, and the reason, and as soon as I saw it before hearing anything, and I said to myself, I bet they changed to this style because it better suits the text-to-speech voice. I bet. And on Speak of the Devil with Iron Mouse, I saw a clip. That's exactly the reason why. So, I view this as like a gradual step to like gradually transition their audience to using a real voice. Right? The voice reveal they did a couple years ago, I'm not going to talk about that. I don't want to needlessly express something that has already been covered at length. And I believe if you are deep within the VR tech community and or you were around at that time, you are already aware of the drama and or events that followed that. That is my opinion on that. That's my very political opinion. But here's the thing. Does it matter? I don't think it matters. Right? They're still the same person making the same old content. Who cares? I don't care. Right? But I do think that because Zentrea has like a much broader audience. Like, they're not as probably like accepting, right? Because like I remember when, but here's an example, right? Actually, I don't know. Actually, let me double check. So I'm gonna do Twitch metrics. Actually, I'm gonna look up Sully Gnome. Sully Gnome. I'm gonna look up a VTuber who is well known in the VR chat community for being a mute and recently started speaking and has basically come out as, you know. So let's actually I don't know their pronouns. I'm gonna double check. I just only recently started checking them out because I didn't know about them for a while. Do they have their pronouns? They don't. Okay, so we're just gonna use gender neutral pronouns until I can confirm otherwise, but I'm just gonna assume it's gender neutral since I don't know. What's it say on their Twitter? Doesn't say. Okay. All right, so let's look at their streams from, let's say, 2019. Actually, let's look up early 2020. All right, here we go. Also, keep in mind, too, this is when VR chat was, like, really big. But who cares? Right? Some women have really deep voices. Some guys have really high-pitched voices. Does it mean anything? Why you have to be mad? It's only game, right? So, like, let's look here. So, Oathmeal before their voice reveal was averaging anywhere from, like, probably around 150 views on average. Like, occasionally it looks like they got giant raids. But from them on their own, on average, it's probably about 150 views, right? And then I think their voice... I remember when they did their voice reveal, I saw it on Twitter. I didn't know of it because I knew of them and it was like trending on Twitter. And people were like, basically like, I can't believe I jacked off to you! Ah! That's what they would yell. Because like the voice didn't meet their expectation or something. And they're like, I got the bad way. I'm like, those people are cringe. Why would you message that? What's wrong with you? So here's the thing. Oathmeal did a voice reveal, and I think like maybe their voice didn't meet everyone's expectation. But here's the thing. They don't stream as much as they normally do. I don't believe. Let's just double check. And look, their viewership, here's the thing. Keep in mind, they're streaming less VR chat. So that's a huge factor in their average viewership. But their viewership is relatively unaffected. Because everyone, right now, at this time, everyone's viewership is down. Everyone's viewership is down. And then also, they're not streaming what they normally stream, which is so if you looked in the 2019, right? All they streamed was VR chat. Only VR chat. And now they're just streaming a variety. And they're not streaming as much. And also everyone's views are down. So their viewership has actually stayed relatively much the same. So, I don't think it makes a difference. Voice or no voice, you might have a short-term impact, either positive or negative, but then in the end, if your content stays relatively the same, your viewership is going to normalize and just be the same. But you're like, but Fulfa, look at all the negative numbers. Well, I mean, if you look at me, right? Like, I'm the same. Whereas, like, my average viewership is I think overall, I think it's down compared to last year. The only reason my numbers are looking better now is just because I've been systematically streaming for shorter amounts of time, and that's the only reason why my numbers look better, but they're not actually better, if that makes sense. Yeah, ADC is a great example. I don't think ADC was ever a non-speaker. I don't think so, because I remember watching them, like, a long time ago. Right? ADC is successful just because they have a great personality, and they, honestly, they're really, like, giga brain when it comes down to making content off platform. Like, seriously, they are. They've started a few trends on Twitch and on Twitter and on Instagram, whatever other platforms they are on, where it's just like the whole, like, look at the moon, and like you see like their whole butt basically, and then everyone else started doing it after them. Right? So that trend was started by ADC, and that's like huge. They're big brain. So most of the people that you're seeing are successful because they're doing things off platform. And the thing is, like, I don't do a lot of things off platform, so you know. That's basically why. I haven't whenever I experience a growth, it's because I've posted something. Usually. If I posted more consistently, I'd probably grow more. Yeah, off platform, like YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, those places. Newgrounds. Since the last cry, just I think used a zone emote. Yeah. Or Newgrounds. But yeah, voice changers. I think voice changers. Okay. Can I have some real talk? Okay. I think voice changers are bad to use as a content creator, and they sound fake, and often they have like this weird uncanniness to them, and beyond using them for a bit or to match a certain character. So for example, if you're like a robot, right? So let's say, I'm gonna use Zone as an example. Zone has one of the characters, which is a robot, and they use an Android voice changer for that. That's fine. But like, if you're doing like what I'm doing, and you're just doing like just chatting as like a human being, then using a voice changer to make your voice sound different or more like suited to the human character, right? If you're using pitch changing, pitch shifting, I don't like that, because it sounds bad. And there's some VTubers that I know that pitch shift their voice either up or down, and they insist that is their real voice, and I know it's not, because you can hear the artifacting when they speak, and like it just doesn't sound good, and it invites more questions, right? Like, especially when it doesn't fit, right? When something seems off, it's uncanny. And I think like if you're really shy about your voice and you don't want to use it, go for a more just like go the Android or robot route, because like no one's gonna question that. At least I don't think so. People that are questioning like when are you gonna do your real voice? Just shut up. Basically, those are the same people who'll be like, face reveal when? It's like that same kind of person. But like, I think if you're shy about it, be a robot. Right? Or you're using it for a one-off bit. Other than that, like, just don't use a voice changer. Yeah, but for when you're reading a dialogue in a game, see, that's different though. It's not like your everyday streamer voice. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I was contacted by a Japanese company. And basically they were pitching me like discount Walmart voice mod. And like the whole pitch behind it was like, make your voice sound like anime waifu, whether you're male or female. And then that's like their pitch to me. They wanted to sponsor me for that. And in my head, as soon as I saw that email, I'm like, why? Why? Just use voice mod. And their voices that they have in their demonstration on their website sounds bad. Sounds really bad. So I just said no thank you. I just didn't want to take any more of their time. I just said no thank you. And thankfully they didn't push back. But yeah, see, like that's the thing, right? If you're gonna use a voice changer, either use it for bits, for like what memes and effects, or for reading a specific character from like a visual novel or a video game or something. That's cool. That's awesome. Don't make it your regular voice unless you're going for like an android and or robot. And like, you know what I mean? Fenra, thank you for the resub. Thank you. Thank you. Null Yuki, hello. High five. Wait. But yeah, see, that the thing is though, like Zone is using, like when they use a voice changer, they're using the robot, right? So that's fine, right? That's part of that character. The character is, I am a robot, and it sounds like a robot, so there's no like uncanniness to it. Whereas like, I think like, yeah, basically. Yeah, it's been almost 2 years. It's crazy. Hi, Mega Steak Man. Hi. Unreal Marketplace sales. Is it? Is it? By the way, here's a couple people that I think everyone should check out. SL, Mega Steak Man. Check out Mega Steak Man. They do a lot of cool stuff on YouTube, but they also have a really cool stream. Like, look at that. You can see them right there. That's a cool example. That's awesome. There's also Fenra, Variety VTuber, and then of course one of the people that we've been talking about, awesome content creator. Oh. Is it just Zone? I think it's just Zone. Is it Zone Sama? I don't remember. I just click on their thing when they go live. Hold on. Is it Zone Sama? It is. Okay. I was right. Boop boop. So, check out those 3 people. They're all great. Great. Marketplace sale. Unreal Engine. Epic Games Marketplace sale. Yeah. Let's check this out. Marketplace. Do they have free for the month stuff right now? Oh, okay. Let's look. Jumpsturk, thank you for the follow. Zone is always taken, so they use Zone Sama. Aha. Action prototype. Stylized weapons. Music collection. Free for the month. I already got all these. Let's see what's on sale. 1900s industrial environment. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, Zone was like a VTuber before VTubing was a thing. So like they're using a custom setup for some of their VTuber setups, their different personas. Super cool. Oh, I love their stream design. It's so like, do you know what I mean? Like 90s aesthetic. I love it. It makes me want to redesign like my stuff to be more clean, if that makes sense. Larity's having a 70% off sale. I lean more towards on not buying things. I like to look for the most part. Full house interior. Potion bottles. Weather sound effects bundle. Dining sound effects. Elemental spells. That's cool. Medieval blacksmith forge. Oh, look! Banana Man. Ambiance bundle. Abandoned room. Most of my assets are the free assets. Because, like, for the most part, I just don't see the point in buying a lot of the stuff. Because I basically, whenever I get something, I'm like, what's the ROI on this going to be for me? And odds are it's probably not going to be huge. So I'm like, okay, well, how much do I need this? And the answer is, like, I don't need it, so I won't get it. ROI mean return on investment. So if I buy, like, an asset that's, like, $400 because it's a really cool Niagara water asset, I'm like, oh... Am I ever going to make this money back? Probably not. Okay, well, what is the alternative? Well, Unreal Engine has a built-in one for free. It's not as good, but it's free, basically. Well, thank you, Harafudo. Thank you. I need it! I don't need it. Oh, so like, so for example, this Cliffs and Rocks. I like this Cliffs and Rocks, but the thing is that you can get something like this extremely similar for free from Unreal Engine's native content. So I'm like, I have no, why would I want to buy this, basically? Oh, fluid flux. This is the expensive water thing that I want. I want it! I want it so bad! But I will never buy it because I will never see a return on this, ever. These bundles might not be so bad. It's still $300 though, right? Okay, so like this is what I mean, right? So far there's like not a lot of things here that I'm like, I want it. Like, or like I can, there's something else that's free. So for example, like if we go to Epic Games content for free, you can see some of the stuff that I own. So like they have a city sample, like for VTubing. I'm using this for VTubing, right? So I can use it for VTubing. So like the city sample, the buildings, the people, crowds. You can see the Meerkat demo that comes with like this Meerkat, and like it comes with this environment. See? So like why would I buy the deserts and cliffs when like this comes with it? Or like the Ancients of the Valley demo comes with it. So like why would I buy it? Exactly. So much free content. Like look at all this free stuff. Yeah, the Valley of the Ancients right here. Look what the Valley of the Ancient comes with. It comes with that. This is what Valley of the Ancients comes with. So like, why would I buy something when I can get something higher quality for free? Right? That's what I always think of, like, whenever something's on sale. Oh, they have the massive sale, though. I don't know. The only thing that I really want from here is the water. That's the only thing I want. I want that water. But the main reason I'm not getting that water is 1, it's expensive. 2, I'm not going to get an ROI on it. And 3, because you know that there's someone's going to make a free version of that, or eventually like Unreal Engine's just going to buy it out and make it free. Jackie Cat, hello. In case you need it later. I would just get a bunch of free kit bashes. Because, like, there's a lot of stuff here, yes, but, like, a lot of the things that you would need as a filmmaker would be sets, right? And, like, a lot of that comes with, like, Quixel and Megascans to make, a lot of the scenery. So, like, yes, it's nice that this is $12, it's pre-made, and, like, I really doubt anyone can make this in like an hour. So it's totally worth the $12, I think, to buy this. Something like this. If you're looking for this exactly. Like totally worth the $12 for this, I think. Like especially if you need an environment like this, or you can see yourself using an environment like this. Yeah, 100%. But like I just don't, personally, I just don't see the need of it myself, if that makes sense. I'm probably not gonna buy anything. You could if you want to, but I'm not gonna buy it. Oh, okay. Can I tell you guys something? So I realized, let me hide my screen for a sec. I think, even though my Steam Deck reservation has passed, I think I can still buy it. Oh, no, they took it out of my cart. Never mind. They took it out of my cart. The Steam Deck was sitting in my cart for the longest time, and I was like, oh, I might be able to buy it still. I think they had a grace period if you put it in your cart. They took it out. Smart spline generator. Oh, interesting. Interesting. I am going to add that to my favorites. And then I'm gonna decide later whether or not I want to just make it in Blender or purchase that. The thing about like certain Unreal Engine assets that I don't like is that it's very hard to use it outside of the engine. Basically everything is just meant to be used in engine and that's it for the most part. So like when I see that, I'm just like, oh, I could just make that in Blender and then import it. But then again, like it's not as good of a workflow. So if I'm making environments, I can totally see getting that exact thing that you linked, the smart spline generator. I could totally see that. So I'm gonna keep an eye on it. I might get it later. I prefer Unity. I'm using Unreal Engine right now. I think once I set up control rig the way I want to, I'll be happier with Unreal Engine. Zytra, thank you for the follow. So like, okay, so what I want to do is, I don't know how to do this yet, and I haven't had enough time to like sit down and figure it out. So like right now, my body is being driven directly by Rococo. There's no correction happening. There's no like nothing happening. So like for example, like sometimes it'll go off, it'll drift a bit. So like you can see right now. Oh, that's actually like right now you see how it's clipping through my body. Whereas when I first calibrate, it won't clip through my body. Right now you see my hands? My hands are off. But also you're also seeing that like my hands are like bent. Right? So like bending like this shouldn't be possible. But this is because the direct Rococo motion capture is being just directly sent to my skeleton, and it's doing that. So if Rococo has an issue, that's gonna have an issue. So, a joke. Oh, I don't have that automated yet. I need to automate that. What do you call a... Wait, no. Why do beats always win? Because they are unbeatable. Snap system, snap your assets to in-game. I don't really care about that one as much. It's cool. The 3D, I agree with that. So, what I actually want to do with my model is I want to turn all of the Rococo variables, all the Rococo motion data into variables, which will control my body via control rig. And that way I can have limits, and that way like I can make it so things will interact properly like how they should. And like it'll correct a lot of the drifting problems that I have. But I think like that's more... I just haven't had time to sit down and do that, basically. Oh, VR Jersey! Thank you for the resub, thank you! There's a better way to do that? I've been trying to sit down and teach myself like how to properly set up control rig for a long time. And I have found the best tutorial that I've found to sit through is en français. Et je ne peux parler français ou comprendre le français bien. J'ai parlé français très terrible. Sacrebleu. I can understand like 60-70% French when I'm listening to it. In terms of speaking and writing ability, it's garbage, basically. Ara Ara. Epic and Valve run multiple skeletons with only one being visible. Just open up your control. Oh. I made a new hand rig last night. I could take a look at it. One is a driver Rococo. Driver plus physics. One is the visual output. Interesting. You spelled Je m'appelle wrong. I don't know. It's to the point too where like I started watching French streamers just to like start practicing my French comprehension. For the only reason is so that I can like watch that tutorial better. I found like a 2-hour long tutorial of this French dude like doing control rig stuff, and I'm like, I watched the end result. I'm like, oh shit, this is what I want to do, and I'm like watching, I'm like, ah. See, I understand what you're saying, VR Jersey, but at the same time, I don't know how to do that because I'm brain dead. Basically. Uh-oh. Oh no! My shoddy repair job on this earphone failed. Oh no. I see. Okay. Well. Give me a second. I need to switch the earbuds out of these IEMs. So I have a really old pair of Shure SC425s that I shoddily repaired. I think I just need to take it out of the housing and 3D print a new housing. I think that's what I have to do. Because like the drivers are fine. It's just the housing on one of them is broken. And or maybe I just need to get a better plastic adhesive. I think would probably be good. So I'm gonna switch back to my 215s. Yeah, they don't sound as good. the 215s really don't sound as good as the 425s. Holy smokes. You got a Beacon, you got a new Beacon audio controller. It's so good. RIP XLR. I can't use it. Wait, did you get the Beacon? There's 2 Beacon audio controllers. Did you get the nicer one or the cheaper one? Which one did you get? Cause like, for me, wait, you got the Beacon mic too? The Beacon mic though is like not as good as other mics though, right? Like it's good, but not as good pure sound quality wise. I'd say it's the okay. I'm going to agree with you if you say it's the best USB dynamic microphone on the market. And that's where I draw that line. I agree with you there. It's the best USB dynamic microphone on the market. But hi Milan Pantsu, hello. And Alan, thanks for the follow. But like best USB microphone, like overall, I would disagree. Because like I think the best USB microphone would be the Elgato Wave. Just in terms of like feature sets and sound quality, it's and price per performance, it would be I think the best. But it's a condenser microphone and not a dynamic microphone, and that's the only downside to it. Comparable to the SM7B. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. From what I know, the capsule is not as good. I don't know. Like, if I were to be... Wait, how much is it right now anyway? The beacon mic. I don't think I could ever recommend that. That's really expensive. When like, cause in that price, and expensive, cause like when you're putting it in this price category, it's it has a lot of competition that I don't think it will match to, basically. But it is USB, so yeah, I could see that. So I think like in reality, since this is a USB microphone, the real price of this is like, hold on. Oh, it's showing Canadian prices. Hold on. So I think the real price of this is going to be like minus the price of a Wave XLR, right? So this is $365. $365 minus 159, so 160 minus 160. It's like a $205 microphone. There's not a lot of microphones in that price bracket that are like good, is there? In the $200 price bracket. So we have to beat $205. The Rode Pod mic, but the Rode Pod mic, it's $100 for the Rode Pod mic, right? but it does not sound as good as the Beacon mic. Hands down. I already know that as a fact. Actually, but yeah, that's the microphone setup that I recommend to other people. But here's the thing, we're looking at a completely different price bracket. We're looking at $205 plus 160, which is 365, which is the Beacon mic, which comes basically with a Wave XLR built in. So, what would be like a good $200 mic that would be comparable? I don't think there is one. I think they're all lower, right? Because, like, to me, the Beacon mic sounds like 80%, 70 to 80% of the way to, like, an SM7B or an Electro Voice RE20, which are, like, the top end of what you should think about getting. Like, you shouldn't go any higher than that if you're a content creator, basically, if you're looking for dynamic mics. So then, what would be comparable? There's not gonna be a lot. Yeah, I've seen all the stuff about the mix create, the Beacon mix create. I've seen all of it. And Harris Heller and Nutty went quite thoroughly in depth on them. Yeah, no, we want to hit the $250 price point for a dynamic mic. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think there is a dynamic mic that hits that price point. So, in that sense, the Beacon mic is actually hitting a section of the market that I think is untapped, which is kind of awesome. Oh my gosh, Voicemeeter was terrible. Terrible. No. Basically, the answer is no. Voicemeeter, no. I'm just trying to think what would be like, because like all the dynamic mics that I know are decent will not sound as good as the Beacon mic, but they're also less in price. So for example, the Rode Pod mic, $91. Cheaper, doesn't sound as good. Rode Broadcaster microphone, it sounds, I think this would be like the closest comparison, I think. It would be this. So this is the only competition I think it has on the market. Would be Rode Podcaster plus Wave XLR. I think would be the only comparison. I just need to hear what this one sounds like again.
So the Rode Procaster is an XLR dynamic microphone, which means it doesn't require phantom power to work, and I am connecting it to my computer using the Zoom U44 audio interface, and my gain is set at about 80%. If you are planning on picking up this microphone or any other dynamic broadcast mic, I do recommend picking up a cloud lifter. What this does is takes the phantom power from your interface and boosts the signal by 25 decibels. And when I did that, I was able to drop my gain down to about 25%. And lastly, if you are interested in this microphone, it'll set you back about $230 on Amazon. And as per usual, I've thrown a link in the description down below. So let's go ahead and talk about what you get in the box. Obviously, you get the microphone. You get 56 decibels and it's up. Okay, now I am 1 foot away from the Rode Procaster. Now I'm about 2 feet away from the Rode Procaster. Now I'm about 4 feet away from the Rode Procaster. Okay, now I've connected the Rode Procaster to my computer using a $10 XLR to USB cable. Now, I would not personally do this because buying a $230 microphone and connecting it with basically a $10 interface borderline seems like blasphemy to me, but I know people would ask in the comments if this would work, so I just figured I would include it and show you if it does or does not work. I dragged this lake, looking for corpses, dusted for prints, pried up the floorboards. So on the electric and the acoustic guitar, I thought it sounded decent, but personally, I wouldn't use this microphone for instruments.
Did Podcast Age do one? They had to have. They haven't. They haven't done a comparison on it yet. I see. So I know that EPOS Vox has Frankenstein their beacon mic. So what EPOS Vox has done with their beacon mic is they've taken out the capsule from the SM7B and stuck it in the beacon mic. I know that's what they did. And I'm just like, you're a mad lad. Why would you do that? Yeah, that's what he did. I would say, geez, comparing the beacon mic to the Rode Podcaster setup. So can I open up another calculator? So this is 160 plus let's say 180. 182. That's actually pretty tough, I think. It's a pretty tough to choose between the two. Because the beacon mic is USB. And it has everything built in the one. I don't know. I don't know what would be good. The Rode Podcaster 2? Okay, so I don't know. What would be better? Okay. I think this is a really tough choice between the two. I don't care about the glowy ring. Is it worth $50 for the glowy ring? No, the price difference between this is 20 bucks. This is tough. Honestly, this is actually really tough. I would say, you know, VR Jersey? Thank you. Cause like this is like actually like a really good place to think about, I guess, is the beacon mic versus the Elgato XLR Plus Rode Podcaster. Right? The gamer ring. The gamer ring? What? Is it gonna keep you harder for longer? I don't know. You know, to be honest with you, I would like to get my hands on the beacon mic and the Rode Podcaster and compare the two. Personally, I actually have an audio setup that can, like, I can pick up the difference that I don't use often. You got it due to your Rode mic? Wait, did you have a Rode Podcaster or did you have a Rode Pod mic? Which one did you have? Breaking due to the cable just wiggling around for your Rode mic? Which one did you have? Because XLR connectors are like super durable, right? Unless you like had the Pod mic, which had like that little like dingly cable. Like that has like that little dingly. The Rode NT. Ah. I see. I can't actually like choose between the two, to be honest. The Rode Podcaster setup versus the Beacon mic. I think for most people looking for something in this price bracket, I would say I would probably end up recommending the Beacon mic, I think. There will be a scenario where I would probably recommend the XLR, the Wave XLR and Rode Podcaster mic. Is the only question that I think would distinguish this is one would be a sale or what's on sale, or two, it would be if they're planning to use any extra mics in the future. If they plan to have a multiple mic setup, or they want to swap the mic out in later, then I would say going the Wave XLR route is better. If you're planning to use more than one microphone or changing the microphone later. And that's it. That's the only reason. So like, for example, if you like use your Wave XLR for streaming and use a Rode Podcaster while you're streaming, but let's say if you want to do voice acting and you need a good condenser microphone to do your voice acting and or singing, then that's when I would probably say not going for the Beacon mic would probably be the best route. But if you're just doing streaming like what I'm doing, 100% in this price bracket, yeah, I think the Beacon mic is probably pretty good. The mix create looked really good. See, I have the reason why I don't want to get those is because I have two Go XLRs. So I have 8 faders, and like I like having the faders, the physical faders, and so I use 2 Go XLRs linked together. I would say like if I didn't, if only like all this stuff came out when I started streaming, right? Because like when I started streaming, there was no pod mic, there was no Wave XLR, there was no Beacon mic. I probably would have gotten the Beacon mic if I started streaming right now, or if I was like looking to replace my mic right now. Probably. Go XLR or USB. But like especially if you move around a lot, it doesn't make sense for you to get it doesn't make sense for you to get an XLR setup, I think, personally. The Yetis are kind of crap. So like I watched a teardown of a Blue Yeti, and it's like Basically, they just have like $5 capsules in them. I was like, oh, I see. It's like $3 to $5 capsules in a Yeti in like a metal housing. I was like, oh, now everything makes sense. I have Yetis too. I have an OG Yeti and a new Yeti. They're both basically identical. Amber Turd. Oh my gosh, have you seen the Jason Momoa edit? Hold on. Oh, Sly showed this to me. It was so hilarious. Okay, Jason Momoa Amber Heard. Is this it? Where is it? Okay, I'm gonna look on YouTube. It was so funny. It's so obviously edited though. Oh, where is it? Okay, Amber Heard. Is it TikTok? What's this it? Okay, this is it. This is it. This is it. I think this is it. I think this is it. Okay, hold on. Let me just make sure. Yeah, this is it. Okay.
All right, your next witness.
Oh shoot, I didn't know we were starting yet. Wait, almost got it. Perfect. Perfect spot.
Okay, could you please state your full name?
Yeah, I am Jason Momoa.
Mr. Momoa, do you know Amber Heard?
I do. Hi, Amber.
Don't talk to her. So how do you know Amber?
We work together on Aquaman.
So you work together as actors, right?
No, as janitors. Ah!
Mr. Momoa, you have to take this serious. He's not a janitor, he's actually Aquaman. Would you say you felt safe around Amber on the set?
Sure, I guess.
So there was not even one incident.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Why? What happened?
Well, Amber and I were in the pool recording a scene. It was just the two of us. And she pointed at the water and said, "Look at that beautiful brown fish."
So what
Brown
seems to
fish.
be the issue? I'm not following.
Any wildlife in the water would be computerized, so that wasn't a brown fish.
I don't understand. Then what was it?
Well, it was, shall I say, Amber's turn.
Mr. Momoa, how do you even know what that was? Did you even take a picture of Amber's Heard?
No, I didn't.
So do you have any evidence?
Well, I made a replica. Yeah, here it is. Now, does that look like a fish? Nope. Man, how did that even come out of her body? Ah! Oh, man. Subscribe to Geofilm. He does funny dubs. Yeah, this is all fake. Says dub in title, description says fake. So, yeah. Let me know if you want to see more of this.
Great. 10 out of 10. Yeah! Oh, that's like such a good dub. Like the voices were a little bit off. Like, honestly, they could have picked a better voice, I think, for what's his name? Rottenborn? That's the lawyer's name, Rottenborn. Cause like Rottenborn's voice sounds like that know-it-all on the classroom that would tell on you for anything that you did. Teacher! VR Jersey is picking their nose! And like something like that. Teacher! VR Jersey is using a number 2 pencil and not an HB pencil. Like, picture that kind of energy, right? But then like with a little bit of like, oh yes, I see, yes, glasses. That's like they needed more of that versus just like a oh yeah yeah, his name is Rottenborn. That's his name. I think it's even spelt Rottenborn. Hold on. Amber Heard Rottenborn. Amber Heard's Virginia lawyer, J. Benjamin Rottenborn. It's such an unfortunate last name, right? Rottenborn. Like, what's the meaning behind this name, Rottenborn? Rottenborn. Last name origin. The name? No. Okay, ancestry. Historically, surnames, okay. By occupation, clan, can be tracked. Oh, that's... Okay. The meaning of the surname is not listed? Does it just have no meaning other than just being rotten? Rotten birth? A submission? A person born into a family of lawyers who becomes a lawyer? Oh my god, that's so good! Someone submitted this! What the hell? Oh, that's so good! A submission from the United Kingdom says the name Rottenborn means a person born into a family of lawyers who then becomes a lawyer and is of American origin. These are just user submissions, though. What does it actually mean, though? Like, there has to be a reason why this is a last name. Like, for example, like the last name Baker or the last name Smith means like they that was their profession. Like, that's their ancestry. It comes back to that. So, like, what does it mean? It means nothing. Okay. So it probably just means like exactly what it sounds like, is of rotten, it's like of poor heritage, probably is what it means. It's a Yiddish origin? Okay, let's look up Rottenberg. Rottenberg meaning... Okay, let's look it up. So it's probably a bastardization of Rottenberg then, as you said. So it just means Red Hill. It means Red Hill. So for those who lived near a red hill, so the name just means... So basically, Rottenborn's name means born near a red hill. Of non-German origin. I see. That's less exciting. That's much less exciting than I thought it would be. Oh, VR jersey. By the way, since you weren't here at the beginning, I had a one-on-one talk with Rococo in a call. And, some pretty cool and exciting news. They have, said to me that they are going to, be working on new cables. And, new Rococo suits that are going to be coming out are going to, for the time being, they're working on making it so that it comes with extra cables and a cable changing set, aka the repair kit, which is great. Because I've had a lot of cables die. A lot of them, basically. And I don't even think I use it like my suit like that intensely. Right? Cause I don't like do any like I could do like this, right? Like like that. I don't know. Oh, that was sad looking. That was really sad. Wait, hold on. Am I not as flexible as I used to be? I'm not as flexible as I used to be. I'm getting old. Ah! VTuber fighting game when? Well, let me recalibrate first. Oh, it's still off. With the arms? Okay. Is it because my arms are too long in the model? I think so. Possibly. I think my arms are too long. Can I get banned for raiding someone with a raid message, Ara Ara? I think so. VTuber fighting game 1? That would be fun. Oh, VTuber boxing. Right? Right? You know, if someone had an application that allowed VTubers to connect to each other, they can add a they can add a DLC add-on called VTuber boxing. That'd be cool. And then like 2 VTubers can like enter the fray, and then they have like a controller and they can like box each other. That'd be cool. VTuber boxing. Who would win? VTuber wrestling videos? Is there? VTuber wrestling? I don't believe this. Okay, I'm gonna Google. Oh, okay. Okay, so people are basically making VTubers in... Oh, I see, I see. They're making VTubers in WWE games. Well, that's kind of fun, I guess. But it's not, like, the same, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of jank. Okay, hold on. Emily versus Lady, like... That's kind of cursed, right? Isn't it? Isn't that kind of cursed? Like, if we covered up the names, would you know which VTubers these are? I don't think I would. It's so jank. Oh. Did I accidentally open up VC Face? I did. Oops. Invest in VTuber fight. I wouldn't mind making my own, like, okay. So one of my ideas is if I have a BRB screen, like I'll have it so that I'll have like a set time BRB screen and it would turn into like a game, right? So like it'll have a screen that'll have like it'll have a different games that you can play while I'm gone, and then you just have to like type like 1 or 2 or 3 in chat to choose which game it is, and whatever gets the majority, that's like the game. And it's like a game that all of chat can play. That's what I want to do. I think that'd be really cool. So like one of the games that I thought about doing is like Fofamit Quap, where like you control my character like this, and like you have to like move my body like by text commands, and I don't know, like I have to find like pi or something. I think that'd be fun. There's HoloLive ones? Interesting. Okay. So. Hey, you're gonna get 250 free channel points by just sticking around. You don't have to do anything. All you gotta do is just sit there and do you. And you get 250 channel points for free. You can do a whole bunch of cool stuff with that 250 channel points, like redeem in my stream. Especially when I implement something new, you get like a huge discount. So right now, the new thing is outline changing, which will go up in cost eventually. Eventually, it will. It's gonna increase to 50 at some point. But if you want to make this a little bit more interesting, hello, raid command. There we go. We are gonna be raiding Evie. Thank you for the follow. We're gonna be raiding Archie. If you don't know who Archie is, they are a fellow VTuber with big Monka energy. They have big Monka energy. They are a variety streamer. Honestly, I don't think it really matters what they stream, just because like their comfy vibes and Monka energy like really comes through, and it's a great place to be. So thank you everyone for hanging out. I'll see you in 2 days for Developer Thursday, where I think we're gonna be working on Unreal Engine stuff. I think. Don't quote me on that though.